What's up, desktopers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are back with another video. And today we're discussing Derek Lunsford. Is he finally making the move from a 212 to the Opens? We've got a physique update from him looking absolutely massive. Vitaliy Ugolnikov / GoodVito. We've got an update from him and what his goals are for 2021. Brad Rowe tears his quad, and also Hunter Labrada's diet for a tight waist for 2021. So let's get straight into it, and let's start with Derek Lunsford. So he posted up this photo looking insanely impressive 4 weeks post Olympia, and he says 4 weeks since for Mr Olympia and I'm feeling full as a house after training arms. Progress has been coming on fast as the days / weeks chain together. So he's looking absolutely incredible right now, and I think if he is moving to the Open, I think it's a good move at this point, because we did see, as I put in another video as well, he did flatten out from how he's looking now compared to what he did look like at the Olympia. So obviously he flattened out during his prep, where his legs really did flatten out and some of his upper body flattened out a little bit, but he still was pretty damn full in that upper body because he has a huge amount of muscle up there. But I think if he can move to the Open, if he was restricted by that weight, I think it'll be an awesome move for Derek, and I hope to see it in 2021. But let me know what you think in the comments below. In our next story, we're discussing Hunter Labrada coming off in 8th place at the 2020 Olympia in his Olympia debut. Very, very impressive. Now, he posts these weekly updates on his Instagram, which I think is absolutely awesome. A lot of time he posts his diet with it as well, which is really, really cool to see basically how a pro goes about things week to week. So he posted it up and said, figured I'd include a video in some different lighting for this week's check-in, which I think is really cool as well. Talks a little bit about it, mentions what his last check-in fasted weight was, which was 258 pounds. He's 4 pounds up on that. This morning's weight was 262 pounds. Training, he's talking about setting some PRs, which is always a good sign as well. And then he says nutrition, big bump in fats as a couple of days ago. Like I said in my previous check-in, a major focus this off-season is to maintain my waistline and not to get bloated from food volume. In the past, I've been 1,000+ grams of carbs a day guy, so it'll be interesting to see the effect this has on my waistline specifically and my physique in general. Looks like he's doing cardio every day. Says 20 minutes fasted on stairs with heart rate between 140 to 150 beats per minute. So he does a short little intense cardio session every day by the sounds of it. Now this is his diet right here. So meal 1, 500 ml of egg whites, 160 grams of oats, 55 grams of almond butter. So that's a decent amount of fats there. That's straight up from your almond butter, probably about 30 grams of fat. You get a little bit from your oats. So you're looking probably 35 to 40 grams of fats there for meal 1. Meal 2, 50 grams of whey isolate, 120 grams of cream of rice, and 45 grams of peanut butter. Meal 3, 50 grams of whey isolate, 150 grams of carbolin. Also work out the calories and macros for every meal and post it up on the screen as well. So if you're just listening to it, check this out, and then I'll let you know how many calories and how many carbs, fats, protein he's eating per day now as well. Then meal 4, you've got 80 ounces of fillet / sirloin steak, 350 rice, 100 grams of avocado. Meal 5, 8 ounces of fish or chicken, 350 grams of rice, 100 grams of avocado. Meal 6, 500 ml of egg whites, 160 grams of oats, 55 grams of almond butter. So a decent amount of fats in that plan, especially from what I've seen from Hunter Labrada in the past. So it'll be very interesting to see how his body responds to the fats compared to going just for very, very high carbs as well. So I don't know if he'll sort of alternate these or what he'll actually do, because obviously a lot of bodybuilders use insulin as well, especially in their off season. So it'll be interesting to see if he actually continues to do that, or if he'll, go back to the carbs and do that sort of thing, or if he'll stay on the high fats. So let me know what you think of this plan in the comments below. Now, a guy that's actually been compared to Big Ramy recently, which is a big ask at 23 years of age, is Vitaliy Ugolnikov. I've talked about him before on the channel. His name's GoodVito on Instagram. He's posted his goals for 2021, and we've got some physique updates, as you guys can see on the screen right now as well. So he posted up this. Now, this is a translation from Instagram, so we know they're not always perfect, but he says, top goals for 2021. Confirm the title of absolute champion of Russia. So he did win it last year. That was, I believe, in the IFBB Elite League, as far as I know. Then says become an absolute world champion. So I believe he wants to become a world champion in that federation, I assume. Gain weight in the off-season, at least 135 kilograms, which I'll put up the poundage as well. So it's, that times by 2.2. Expose a competitive weight of at least 110 kilograms, which is, 200 kilograms is 220. So we're looking at what, 232 pounds he wants to be on stage, I believe that is. And that's most of the bodybuilding related goals that he posted up. But as you can see, this dude is an absolute freak. To compare him to Big Ramy is just not fair at this point. We know he's not on that level. I mean, he looks incredible on Instagram. If you see this guy, you know, and you show him to your parents and you go, who's better, Big Ramy or this guy? And you just show them two different photos, you might go, oh, this guy's got better legs or whatever. But when you stand them side by side, I'm sure you would see a pretty distinct difference. But at 23 years of age, Vitaliy Ugolnikov has a massive, massive future in bodybuilding. When is he going to move to the IFBB Pro League? I assume it's probably not 2021, maybe 2022. I assume once he wins a world title, he'll move over to the IFBB Pro League, or at least the NPC worldwide, get his pro card, and then competing for pros. And probably at 24, 25, we'll see this dude competing as an IFBB Pro bodybuilder is my prediction. But let me know what you think his ceiling is in the comments below. Is this guy a potential future Mr. Olympia? I think he potentially is. He could be a guy in 4 years, 3 years, something like that, that he's actually challenging and getting on that Mr. Olympia stage. And I hope we see it, because honestly, his physique sort of looks like it's, you know, bottom end of a Mr. Olympia ready right now. I mean, comparing to a guy like Regan Grimes. Now, it sounds disrespectful to a guy like Regan who's finishing, you know, top 15, top 16 in the absolute world, but I would love to see them stand side by side next to each other on stage. Now, Regan doesn't always look as impressive because he is a taller bodybuilder by himself, so when he stands next to others, you go, okay, Regan does have quite a bit of muscle. So let me know what you think in the comments below about Vitaliy Ugolnikov. In our last story, Brad Rowe unfortunately has torn his quad playing basketball, and you can see him here. He seems like that sort of guy that would, regardless of what happens to him, he'll get back in the gym and he'll keep working. So he's obviously working with the newbie machine, and he's a consultant, I believe, for that, and works on a lot of people, works with Mike Tyson, is doing a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm hoping this quad tear hasn't affected, I suppose, all of that too much in terms of training Mike Tyson, because, you know, I assume it totally immobilizes you when you've got one leg to work with. But it's going to be interesting to see his recovery and how he actually uses the newbie, and to see how much it actually helps his quad tear. Now, every quad tear has, I suppose, varying severities, but I've seen some guys been, you know, totally ruined their career, and Brad Rowe now, he has retired from bodybuilding, but I'm sure he'll still want to get those legs to sort of match up to each other. But let me know what you think, and have you actually used one of these machines while you've been training before in the comments below. And if you guys like and appreciate this content, please give this video a thumbs up, smash that like button, also subscribe and hit the notification bell button. That way you'll be notified of every video that goes up for myself, Xavier Wills at Desktop Bodybuilding. So that's it for this one. For Xavier Wills, Desktop Bodybuilding, we are out.